Hello everyone, here, and what I'd like to do today is just take a few minutes and show you how to build a taper jig for your table saw. Now, when it comes to taper jigs, there's a lot of different styles and types out there. The one that I'm going to show you today is one that works over this fencing system here that I have on my saw. And if you have a fencing system like this, it'll be great. Otherwise, you'll probably want to look at some different modifications of a taper saw. But at any rate, they're not hard to build, they're very cheap to build, and they work real well. So what I've done here to just save a little time, I've taken and pre-cut all these pieces here. And what we'll do, I'll explain to you what they're all about and how they work. And like I said, what I did is I made it to fit this particular fencing system here. So the length you make that is the length of your fence, which in this case is 37 inches long. So these two side pieces are 37, and then the height of this here fence is 2.5 inches. I made it so I had 1/4 inch clearance there. So I made these sides 2 3/4 by 37 long. And how this works here then, you make one for each side of your fencing system. Just like that there. And then from there, you have to have a cover over top of this. Now I've pre-cut the tops and that, and the top doesn't go all the way down, because you'll see why later here as we go along, just exactly what is taking place. So I'm going to just screw this together. I've pre-drilled everything, and so it shouldn't take very long. Just put this together, just save a little time here. Wish here when assembling this, if you choose to put a little bit of wood glue on that, if you feel that you want to do that, I personally think that it's not necessary in this particular case, because we have lots of screws in there, 3/4 inch plywood, everything holds in there real well. So I don't think you have to be too concerned with that. Alright, so that is our slide part of the taper jig right there, and that just moves back and forth over top of your fencing system. Now, to get the taper, what I did here is I cut 2 pieces of 3/4 inch plywood, 37 inches long, the same length as the jig itself. And what I did is I bonded 2 of them together to give me a good rigid fencing system there. And on the back side, you'll see I have a dog here that when you put your material in, you have a stop block for it to come up against. We'll go into that a little further here, explaining how this all works. But right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just screw this hinge on here. Try to get it here so you can see what I'm doing. using the degree of angle that you want it to cut. We'll just set this back on here now, and what I've got here is our adjusting mechanism here, and it's nothing more than just a slide that works back and forth. As this opens up, that slides back and forth. So I'm just going to assemble that, and what I did here is a very simple setup. I've just used screws on there. If you want to get all fancy, you can put a knob on there and all these types of things to really make it fancy and that. But you'll find that keeping it simple, even such as this here, it'll work very well and last a long time. So I'm just going to put these screws into this. As you can see, as that moves, this here moves in and out. And say in the event that you want to taper some table legs or a piece of material for whatever the reason might be, you have quite a variation here of taper as to almost from nothing right on to, I'm not sure what this would be, 15-20 degrees anyway. But at any rate, you can set it at whatever you like to use it at and go from there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to see how this thing is going to work. What you do there, you lock this fence so it's in position, and the distance now is movable with your main fence on there. So just to cut this here piece, I'm going to just there we are. So we should be ready to go here. So that concludes building a taper jig for your table saw. Thank you.